If you love whiskey cocktails, then you're in luck because I'm about to make you 3 that should be contenders for modern classics. Welcome to Cocktail Limelight. I'm your host, Erick Castro, and today we're going to be making 3 whiskey cocktails that I believe in my heart should be contenders as modern classics. The cocktail that we're going to be making today consists of 1 bourbon, 1 rye, and 1 scotch. So not only are these cocktails going to be running across your palate, but they're literally traversing around the globe. Now this first cocktail is called the Expat, and I'm not gonna lie, normally whenever I see a cocktail that calls for bourbon and lime juice, I'm always kind of like, ugh. I just don't always think the flavors go together. However, if the other ingredients make sense, it can really tie the drink together, and this one is a perfect example of just that. The cocktail itself was created by Lauren Schell back when she used to work at Little Branch in New York City. However, she didn't name the drink until she moved away overseas to Australia, hence the name. The drink is super easy to approach and super delicious, and I guarantee you that you probably already have all the ingredients you need to make it in your home bar. So let's make one. First, we start out with 2 dashes of Angostura Bitters, followed up with a handful of mint, so maybe about 12, 15 leaves. Next, we're doing 3/4 ounce fresh lime juice, followed up with 3/4 ounce simple syrup. Next, we're going to be adding 2 ounces of bourbon whiskey. Next, we're going to add some ice and give it a good shake. Next, we're going to strain this cocktail into a chilled coupe. Lastly, we're going to garnish this cocktail with a single mint leaf. And there you have it, folks, the Expat. And despite the name of the cocktail, it makes me feel right at home. This next cocktail is called the High Plains Drifter, and it was created by Lauren Steele back when I used to work with her at Rick House. It's herbaceous and earthy, and I really love the way that the celery bitters surprisingly play well with the rye whiskey. So not only is the drink unexpected, but it's also viciously delicious. From looking at the recipe, it's a bit of a Manhattan riff, but actually if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty, it's actually more of a Greenpoint riff. This recipe is so good that I actually still remember the night that Lauren created this cocktail. I was actually bartending right next to her well on a Saturday night. And anytime we had a slow point in the night, she would retweak it and rework it until she finally came up with the version that she fell in love with. And although I didn't have anything with coming up with the recipe itself, she did allow me the honor of naming it when we put it on the Rick House menu. And since I love old Western movies, the High Plains Drifter just seemed perfect. Though to be honest, it might have been named after the Beastie Boys song. I actually really don't remember. Now let's go ahead and make one. First, we start out with 2 dashes of Celery Bitters, followed up with a 1/2 ounce of Amaro Nonino, along with a 1/2 ounce of Sweet Vermouth, and 2 ounces of Rye Whiskey. Now that we have all of our ingredients in the mixing glass, it's time to stir it up. Now we're going to strain this mixture into a chilled Nick and Nora. And finish it off with the grapefruit twist. The High Plains Drifter. Ooh wee! Hashtag cocktails that slap. Now this last one was created by bartender / author Paul Harrington. Now for those of you that don't know, Paul used to write a cocktail column for Wired back before he wrote a book called Cocktail, the Drinks Bible for the 21st Century. Now that book's incredible. I happen to have 2 copies myself, and if you can happen to find a copy online on eBay or anything like that, be sure to snag it up because the book is incredible. Now on the surface, this drink looks super simple. It's just Scotch, Benedictine, and bitters. But trust me, the cocktail tastes so much bigger than just 3 ingredients. And you know what? I don't expect you to take my word for it. Let's make one, you can try it yourself. First, we start out with 2 dashes of Angostura Bitters, followed up with a 1/2 ounce of Benedictine, as well as 2 ounces of Scotch. Now it's time to add some ice and stir. Now that we're done stirring the drink, we're gonna strain it into a chilled coupe. Now we're gonna garnish it with a lemon twist, and the cocktail should be good to go. There you have it, folks, the Highlander. Named after, I imagine, that movie with Sean Connery? Maybe not, I don't know. But either way, it's an incredible cocktail. So now you have your choice. Damn, I've been spoiled. These are 3 bangers. You know what, if you ask me, these 3 should be considered modern classics, if they're not already. Now there you have it, folks. 3 cocktails that should be part of any bartender's Rolodex. Not only are these drinks incredibly delicious, but they're all super easy to make with very simple and austere builds. However, these are just 3 whiskey cocktails that I think should be considered modern classics. Are there any other whiskey cocktails out there that you think should be considered modern classics? If so, leave in the comments below, and maybe it'll be featured in a future episode of Cocktail Limelight. Now with that said, don't forget to muddle that like and subscribe button. And also, if you'd like to dive deeper into the world of craft cocktails with us, be sure to check out the Bartender at Large podcast, which I host on iTunes, Spotify, and anywhere else where podcasts are found. Now with that said, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week.